I say we pass a law that requires anyone who voted for that orange piece of shit to wear their Trump hat 24/7. Because conservatives are dangerous for anyone who isn't white, Christian, or male. Completely dangerous. Like dynamite waiting to go off in your hand. So I think we should all get a public service warning. Don't you?
Well, folks, I've got good news for you today, and I've got bad news. The good news is that FEMA has finally found a way to reduce their response times. The bad news is it's by skipping the houses of Trump supporters. The Biden-Harris administration is giving a new meaning to the term selective service, as FEMA demonstrates that the only hurricane they can't provide aid for is the red wave. FEMA horrified after confirming workers directed to avoid homes with Trump signs in hurricane-ravaged Florida community. A FEMA supervisor told disaster relief workers in Florida to avoid homes with signs supporting President-elect Donald Trump, the agency confirmed on Friday. The FEMA official, Marnie Washington, conveyed her edict both verbally and in a Microsoft Teams chat used by relief workers canvassing Lake Placid homes ravaged by Hurricane Milton last month, according to the Daily Wire. Avoid homes advertising Trump, Washington wrote in a best practices memo to employees. Also coming soon to FEMA training manuals will be the new slogan, "If you see something, do nothing." The order was the second bullet point in a listing instructing workers not to go anywhere alone, practice de-escalation, stay hydrated, and to follow the rules. FEMA employees told the outlet that at least 20 homes displaying Trump signs or flags, a common sight during the election season, were passed between the end of October and into November because of the order. This must be the equity and inclusion that they've been screaming about for the last couple years. Trump sign, "No entry per leadership," read messages left by workers in FEMA's tracking system when homes were skipped because of the banners. By ignoring the homes, residents were denied the opportunity to sign up for federal FEMA disaster relief assistance in the wake of the Category 3 hurricane's landfall. According to FEMA, Hurricane Milton victims can either replace their roofs or their Trump signs, but not both. Looks like Build Back Better has some fine print that we didn't notice. A FEMA spokesperson confirmed that the orders to bypass the homes of Trump supporters were given and that the agency was deeply disturbed by this employee's actions. FEMA helps all survivors regardless of their political preference or affiliation, and we are deeply disturbed by this employee's actions, the agency spokesperson told the Post Friday night. While we believe this is an isolated incident, we have taken measures to remove the employee from their role and are investigating the matter to prevent this from happening again, they added. The employee who issued this guidance had no authority and was given no direction to tell teams to avoid these homes, and we are reaching out to people who may not have been reached as a result of the incident. We are horrified that this took place and therefore have taken extreme actions to correct this situation and have ensured that the matter was addressed at all levels, the rep said. Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis fumed over the incident Friday, arguing that it was emblematic of the Harris-Biden administration's weaponization of government. The blatant weaponization of government by partisan activists in the federal bureaucracy is yet another reason why the Biden-Harris administration is in its final days, DeSantis wrote on X. At my direction, the Division of Emergency Management is launching an investigation into the federal government's targeted discrimination of Floridians who support Donald Trump, he added. New leadership is on the way in D.C., and I'm optimistic that these partisan bureaucrats will be fired. The FEMA supervisor's guidance was issued after the Harris-Biden administration came under fire from Trump, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance, and residents of areas affected by Hurricane Helene over the federal government's brutally slow response to the disaster. FEMA employees told Daily Wire that Washington has not been punished for the guidance and was simply shifted to a different Florida county. Washington got reassigned to another county? That's a classic government solution for you. When someone shows poor judgment in one area, give them a whole nother area to practice in. That's like giving a drunk driver an even faster car. However, a FEMA spokesperson told the Post that Washington is no longer working in the state of Florida or in any FEMA operations at this moment, pending the outcome of an investigation. Wow, well, that's even more rich. It sounds like Washington is just relaxing at home, doing nothing on the taxpayer dime. Well, folks, if there's another national disaster that occurs before Trump takes office and you want to have a little fun, just take a rainbow flag and put it next to your Trump flag. And then when the FEMA agents show up, just sit back and relax and watch them spin in circles until they short circuit like robots dealing with a paradox in an old sci-fi movie.